Wow. Okay, so if you like brown eyeshadows, this palette's for you. Hi, my name is Michelle, and today I'm gonna play with my Natasha Denona bronze palette for the very first time. Finally. Let me get the palette open and we'll talk about it. So I've had this palette in my collection for about 6 months now, and I've just not been pulled to use it. However, recently I tried the mini bronze, and spoiler alert, I really enjoyed the look that I created with this. I'll leave that video down below in the description box in case you missed it. Be sure to check that video out if you're interested when this video is over. But getting enjoyment out of just these 5 bronze shades, it's my dog snoring, I'm sorry. Getting enjoyment out of these 5 shades made me open to finally checking out my Natasha Denona bronze palette. And this is what my palette looks like. It's really beautiful. To be honest, there's a little bit more range than I thought. I don't know how it's going to appear on the eyes. Like maybe these pinks will look really similar to the browns, to the bronzes. The coppery bronze tones on the eye. But at first glance, it looks like there's some decent range out of this palette, especially because you've got these like 2 purpley tones to deepen it up with. So I've got my eyes primed and I'm ready to go ahead and get started. I'm really excited to check out the palette. Let me make some space for my brushes because I literally have like no room left on my table. Vlogmas is in full effect here. So like I'm really pushing my look over here. All right, I am gonna start off with a small fluffy blender. It's small to most people, but this is the perfect size for my crease. This is the Rougher 14. What direction do I want to go? Okay, I'm gonna go with this mid-tone one here. Ooh, that's really pretty. First touch. It's a really pretty kind of reddy brown. Let's look and see how, ooh, that's so pretty. Look at that. I love the richness of the pigment. Okay, that's really nice. That's a really beautiful color. That's one shade, blended out beautifully. I'm gonna try to just blend that out a little bit more with this really light cream color here. It's almost cream. It's like the closest thing to a cream shade, but it definitely is gonna be darker than I'm expecting. I already know it. I'm just gonna take that here on the edge to blend out that crease color a little bit. That's pretty. All right, so those are those 2 shades blended together. I really like that so far. It is a little bit one note color though. You can't, it just looks like I have one shade blended out. It doesn't look like that was 2 colors blended together. All right, I want to get a little darker. I'm gonna go in with this one here. I don't even know what it's called, but it's this one right here. Just see what happens out here on the edge. That did not get as deep as I was expecting it to. I guess it's the same color as it is in the palette. I just was hoping it was going to be a little darker. Let's see if we can build this up a little because I feel like I'm needing some dimension. That is really pretty. Wow. Okay, so if you like brown eyeshadows, this palette's for you. I don't know why. If she would have marketed it more as a brown and less bronze, maybe I would have been more open to it because I didn't like bronze shades back then. So I didn't realize, I thought it was going to look more like orangey than it does. There are a couple of slightly orange leaning shades, but it's actually more brown than I realized up until I dug into the palette itself. So I would like to call this more of like Natasha Denona brown palette. as opposed to bronze. Because although there are some bronzy shades, I feel like that just implies that the palette is going to turn more orange than it seems to. And it's looking very brown with a hint of warm brown, as opposed to as warm as I was expecting. So I'm pretty glad about that. All right, let me now go in to, I'm gonna take this small little shader. It's a natural haired shader. And I'm gonna go in with this lightest shimmer here. It seems like that's the brightest one in the light. So I hope this doesn't, okay, nothing tapped off, thank God, because I don't want it to end up in my eyeball. Ooh, that's pretty. That's fiery. That is not as light as I thought it was going to be. So I kind of regret putting that in the inner corner. But really, there's nothing else that I could have put in my inner corner from this palette that is as light. So I guess this is going to have to be my inner corner shine. Don't exactly like that, though. Do you see that? What do you think? How do you think that looks? I don't like the way that looks. This is not a positive turn for this palette so far. All right, let's carry on. I'm gonna go in with a shader, a natural haired shader, and I'm gonna take the super fiery color in the corner. This one's called something copper. True copper, it's called true copper. Ooh. It feels a little creamy, like it's not gonna tap, like it's not, yeah, nothing tapped off. Let's just see what happens. I'm gonna put this all over my lid because I feel like I don't really have anything else to put on the lid. That's gonna go with this inner corner. Ooh, okay, that shade right there does make the inner corner look like it's lighter now. So I feel like that does go better together now with the inner corner. That helped it. Still don't like that darkness that it's giving on the lid though. So for me so far, this palette is missing an inner corner highlight. That's what it needs. I mean, it's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna take a clean brush and just try to blend a little bit of this like front, since I don't really have anything light, and blend up my outer edge. All right, I do feel like that helped the inner corner a lot to blend it out. That made a big difference. I feel like this is literally the exact same look that I got with this, only different textures. Okay, so I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, but let me go ahead and finish out the lower lash line first. Do I have any more clean brushes? Oh my God, somebody help me. All my detail brushes, all my favorite detail brushes are dirty, so I'm gonna have to work with what I've got. I am gonna start off with this mid-tone light color because I feel like there's not gonna be enough difference from the dark shade to here unless I go with the extreme lightest one possible almost, because kind of this whole palette is the same color. It's either orange or brown. So yeah, this is like an orange brown palette. That might have been why I was never drawn to it before. I could see that. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'm gonna take the same brush because now I'm gonna go into the darker brown. I'm gonna take that same one that I deepened up the outer corner with. I don't know, it's okay. What do you think? I don't know. It's all right. It's not bad. I do want to, though, just try to give it a little something because I feel a little bored with this look. No offense. No offense to anybody who likes it. I'm going to go into the really dark one right here. Ooh, whoa. Well, I don't know if I was ready for that. Okay, I'm just gonna a little bit right out here because I feel a little bored with the look. That right there, that was what I needed. All right, that made me like it a lot better. Okay, that was what it needed. Now I'm just gonna take a clean blender and try to soften up some of that outer edge work here that I just put in. Oh, that's it right there. So here's the finished eye look without adding any mascara. I do feel like I got a little bit of fallout. Let me see if I can clean that up. So here's the completed eye look. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna finish it off with some eyeliner and mascara, and I'll be right back to show you the completed look. Okay, so here is the completed look with eyeliner and mascara. Let me know what you think. I like it. I like it a lot more once I added the purple. This deep purple turned more of like a brown on top of the other purples. I mean, on top of the other browns and coppers. So it doesn't exactly give the purple touch that I thought it was going to give, but I think it was a perfect addition. I'm looking forward to creating more looks to see what kind of a variation I can get out of this palette. I don't expect it to be very much though, because a lot of the shades do kind of run into each other, it looks like. Let me see how many shades I used today.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I used 7 shades today. So that's like half the palette. I look forward to checking out the rest of the palette though. I think it's really pretty. I did enjoy the look that I created. It's a little out of my comfort zone, but now that I'm open to orange eye looks and orange shadows, I think I like it a lot better. However, what I don't like is the blush. So I feel like the blush is a little bit too pink. Let me try to add a little bit of this Desert Orchid from Pat McGrath. Just see if we can match that a little better. And I also feel like I need more bronzer on the forehead. Yeah, that's what it is. I definitely needed to go in with more bronzer, and I think that's what the look was really missing for me. That's better. I just feel like that balances out the color better. Okay, that's it. That was what I needed. So let me just buff everything together. Okay, so here is the finished look. I do like it. I like it a lot. I'm glad I finally went in and checked out the palette. So yeah, now I can say I've used all of my Natasha Denona palettes. Well, that's not true. I still have a big fat stack of new Natasha Denona palettes that I'm working through. So if you're into Natasha Denona content, despite her current public relations fiascos, which is unfortunate timing for me and my channel, if you're into Natasha Denona content, please be sure to subscribe because I love to use my makeup and I have a lot of those palettes and I enjoy them. So I'm going to keep using them. Anyhow, so yeah, I really like the look. I like the way it turned out. I'm glad I finally got a chance to use my Natasha Denona bronze palette. And I look forward to using it more in the future and creating some other looks to try to test the range that I can get out of the palette. So yeah, thanks so much for joining me here today on my channel for this video. That's all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you click the thumbs up button. It really does help my channel out so much. And be sure to subscribe if you aren't already so we can hang out again. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.